Yo, I'm Proverbs, and you're watching Itch FM.
Hi, I'm Shantae and you're back with another Itch show. We're in Romford today and we're catching up with Proverbs.
Now it's time to get ready for war. So I'm here with a story to tell for all of you wanting to know more. It's a portion of hell, straight from a torturous cell, made from a sorcery soul, black is distorting itself. And the mortuary slabs swell with the bodies and dead corpses calling for help, hoping that somebody hears. Nobody's coming, it's clear, so I'm walking with stealth. Open the door into Helm's Deep and I'm crawling my way, sneaking with caution. I see the omen is bad, so close to a coma. I keep traveling slowly, I'm backtracking, it's loner in deep thought. Roaming these streets hoping that somebody don't catch me. I'm lost and I'm so broken. Approach, I might switch, grab you and try to open you up, and it's no joke for you rappers to blow smoke. I'm attacking your postcode, an assassin with no hope and insanity, so savage you're sick and it's stone cold. And I find an agenda that's hidden in the deep center of earth, for the heat and pressure will burn in extreme measures. I'm on a journey with purpose to seek and enter a place of a secret entrance. A dangerous creature rests in a chamber in deep nest where they slay you and bring death and the ravens and keep circling, waiting to eat flesh. This deep pit where they prey on the weak, scaling the face of this steep cliff. And I rage and I see red in the days, and I seem possessed in this fate that I see my destiny change, and I seem dead in a state and I feel upset. Death and decay spreads and it's leaving the stage set for a demon to come and get me. I swear that I'm not ready. This manic depressed stress builds an immense terror that fills you with dread, till there's a voice in your head telling you deep in your cerebellum. It's making you feel the venom, it's making you feel the tremors, it's making you hear the devil is speaking these old languages. And dead letters are formed to become points, seem to become weapons. It's spreading, it's like the plague. I'm ready, I'm wide awake, and it's beckoning like an angel is telling me find a way. So I'm writing with veins slit, blood on the page drips. Rhymes are insane, it kinda can change in the mad, flipping and making the man switch till he's crazy and stand stiff, and he's staggering back, flipping to symphony. So sick. Proverbs.
What's your story? How did you get to the point that you're at now? Because you started at about 14, was it, writing? But that didn't really translate into when you brought out your music. So tell us your journey.
To explain my journey in a brief sort of statement would be kind of impossible, because it's just crazy. But yeah, obviously as a kid, I had for a small period of time, I was obviously, my mum tried to get me off to a good school, but we were obviously working class, no money, so got a scholarship to a fairly decent school out in the sticks, do you know what I mean? And I was gone for probably from the age of 10 to maybe 15, just off the scene and just learning. But I got kicked out of there quite quickly and soon just slipped down the slippery slope to just bad things. So yeah, it was kind of crazy. And obviously care, jail, mental hospital, all the, do you know what I mean? Just the down the scale of rock bottom till eventually getting to rock bottom. Yeah, but obviously it kind of makes you who you are, gives you plenty of content.
And you started writing at the age of 14, but you didn't actually release anything until a lot later on. What was the...
About 2 years ago, I think.
And why was that?
Just because I didn't feel I was good enough to have music out compared to some of the... I mean, I was one of them artists who, under the illusion that you just put music out and then you put something out that's sick and you just blow up. And obviously, from an outside perspective, it's often what it looks like. And although I was grafting, and to me in my head I was working towards my goal of becoming an artist, really I'm putting music out, so I wasn't working towards anything. And although I was constantly improving, sort of gives you the impression that I've just come out the door and I'm super sick, and I'm not really. I've just spent a lot of time on my art form, and that's it. I don't really believe in the word talent, do you know what I mean? I just think anything you work on, I've worked so hard at it in the quietness of my own home, in my bedroom, and then obviously getting to the point where you think, right, well, you put music out on YouTube and it don't go as far as you think it's going to do, and you don't get that love that you think you're going to get, and you think, well, I'm sure this is worth more than 50 YouTube views, and you feel frustrated. And that's when you start to realise the amount of distance you've got to cover between, right, I'm as good as I want to be, how am I going to show everybody else that and get that platform? And so that's what I advise a lot of young artists these days, just, don't worry so much about that. You should just get out the door as quickly as possible, start putting your music out, you know what I mean? Obviously, so when people ask me about my story, like you, even though it is my story, it's not a good look. You really should be out there from the minute you start
writing, putting your music out, and then by the time you get as good as you can be, you already got. And people like me who leave it to the last minute, and now we're swinging it out for a spot. Do you know what I mean?
So it wasn't a bad shout for you?
For me, yeah, because I like swinging it out, and I quite often come out on top in them situations. So I just thought, fuck it, I'ma swing it out. But that's it. You know what I mean? For other people, it's not a great look, man.
So coming through the way you did you find that you came up against any prejudice or any barriers or anything that would make you reconsider doing hip-hop?
Nah, I don't really do the word reconsider, to be honest. Like, barriers are just there to be smashed through as far as I'm concerned, and really they're just fun, do you know what I mean, challenging. And you'll find anything in life I do is often a challenge. Even the simple things that I claim to be hobbies are really challenges, and that's how I just live my life. So there's always barriers, man. There's massive barriers. I'm obviously, being who I am and looking the way that I look, you know what I mean, I'm not the stereotypical rapper. I don't fit the carbon copy for somebody who's in the music industry, so I'm constantly having to use my skill to overcome those type of obstacles, man. But obviously it's fun for me. Other people get frustrated and often suicidal and end up, you know what I mean? That's it.
It's working for you.
It's working for me, yeah.
So what are your plans and aspirations with music at the moment, or within the next couple of years? Because you've come out quite quickly. You didn't come out straight away, but now that you are out, you're doing a lot of stuff. What plans have you got? What have you got out? I know your EP's out at the moment.
Yeah, I've got my EP out at the moment. Obviously, go get that. It's only a 5-track presentation EP, you know what I mean, and it's just a little hint of what I can do, really. It's got Devlin on it, Klashnekoff on it, which obviously is a sick thing for a first release ever, to have collaborations like that. You know, Klashnekoff's a legend, Devlin's a legend, and it's a great look. And then afterwards I've got Dark Matter coming out, which is basically, it's just the gates of hell opening, you know what I mean. It is literally just raw. It's hip-hop, it's got sick musical value as well. Like, we've really gone in to make it cinematic, and do you know what I mean? And so it's got proper musical value, but it's like a horror film. It's just dark, and it's deliberately dark. And then afterwards, we've got a lot of, more, I don't like the word commercial, but it is more geared up to the mainstream market. Some of the music I've got coming out following that, but it's not shit pop music, do you know what I mean? It's solid hip-hop, but yeah, it's not dark, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying all different things, and I see myself more as a movie director than a writer, do you know what I mean? When I write, I like to attack projects and they have a theme and a subject, and do you know what I mean? I'm a man from the road, like, I brought you to the block, you know what I mean? I don't talk about that in my music, you know what I mean? I've been stabbed 100 times, and I don't, you don't catch me writing about that and glorifying, you know what I mean? So I like to just do what I do as an artist, rather than portray who I am as a person, which is what a lot of rappers do, and their career is based on who they are as people. And a lot of what I do is it's just more subject based. I like to get involved in different areas of creativity, and I think that's sick, man, you know what I mean? Like, it's my way of doing things.
I have heard a few of your tracks, and some of them, I can't remember, I'm not very good with names of tracks, but I've listened to one track and then I thought, oh, that sounds really good. Then I listened to another one and I said, oh, that sounds a bit different, but it still sounds good. So, like, in terms of styles, it doesn't really sound like you've got a particular style. Would you say you have, or would you agree with that statement?
I agree with that statement completely. Like, that's a spot on observation, but I'm working on developing more of a sort of Proverbs, like quintessentially Proverbs, like type of thing, but can't put myself in a box, man. And I've got, obviously, like, having a varied life, being from so many different backgrounds, and obviously that comes out in my music, so I find it really difficult even to stick to a single delivery. Like, it's hard. And then obviously I battled with that, coming into contact with labels, different things, and people saying to me like, well, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, well, I don't know who the fuck I am. Like, and they're saying, well, what's your branding and all that? I'm like, don't talk to me about branding. I don't know who I am. I've been trying to work that out 15 years. Like, so I'm not going to be able to tell you in a label meeting. Do you know what I mean? So it's always been a problem, who I am, what is your style, what kind of music do you do, what is your thing? I'm like, nothing's my thing. Lyrics are my thing, bars are my thing, you know what I mean? Like, words are my thing. So I tend to not worry about style. Like, man's just writing. If you might hear me rapping like mad over different tracks, and then you might hear me climbing scales and rapping in key over other things. Even my EP, the Klashnekoff tune, it's all like, it's just different. It's different to all the other tracks on there. Smoke and Mirrors is like all depressed and sad, and I don't think that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? To get people that might think, oh well, I don't like his music because it don't represent exactly what I am. But then like majority of people probably think, you know, I relate to different aspects of that, because we're all different people with different aspects to our nature. So hopefully people just see that, you know what I mean? Not worry too much about who I am.
Too much about it.
Yeah.
So if we were to go a bit deeper into your playlists at the moment, not your personal playlist, but what you're listening to, would there be anything on there that would surprise people? Any S Club 7 or anything dodgy on there?
Nah, I've been a Michael Jackson fan, you know what I mean, since I was a kid, like that. I think he's sick, you know what I mean, but just wondering, because he just goes in, like, you know what I mean, he conquered the planet, and I'm just into anyone who's got that sort of like ability, you know what I mean, through talent or whatever other means. And yeah, like obviously when it comes to music I listen to, I used to just be involved in just Eminem, anything American, I'll be on that, because I didn't think UK in hip hop were bringing it at all, and I wasn't interested in half of it. But then obviously I got so into it that you start looking back through UK hip hop and realising there's actually a whole load of sick artists out there. So I don't know, I just listen to a multitude of things, anything that comes my way. You might catch me listening to R&B, I might listen to folk music, I might listen, you know what I mean, I love Ed Sheeran, you know what I mean, like salute Ed Sheeran, you know. And
you've been spending some time in his studio, haven't you?
Yeah, with Jake Goslin, like studio, Jake Goslin's studio is a pretty sick place, you know what I mean, and obviously I'm good pals with Tommy C, like a guy down there as well, like he's a proper sick guy, and yeah, he's helped me out quite a bit, man, and he got me into this thing in terms of like having the drive and the passion to want to do it, being around, you know what I mean, certain levels of the industry, but also being around certain levels of the industry and realising it's not the sort of thing, you're not doing my thing, do you know what I mean? But they showed me what it was to cross the line and how to, do you know what I mean, make my music just commercially viable without completely selling out. So now obviously being around Devlin and Term and obviously my management team, I brought all that to the table and it's sort of created this little unique bubble which is Proverbz, really. So
that's who you are.
Yeah, that's it.
So where can people find out more about you? Where can they hit you up? Have you got any web addresses or any links where people can check you out?
Yeah, just hit up my YouTube channel. Like obviously I've got a YouTube channel, Proverbz UK, and most of my stuff is on other channels like SBTV, Link Up TV. But literally, if you just type my name into YouTube, I'm all over it. Do you know what I mean? I'm the first 2-3 pages. Like as for a website, that's something we're working on, and all that other stuff that's later down the line. Right now, I'm just concentrating on making the sickest music I can make and being the best lyricist I can be, man. So if you ever want to find anything out about Proverbz, you just go and type my name in YouTube, man. I rank highly every time, so it's not a problem. Like, yeah, sweet, yeah.
And he's not lying, because I did that and he was very high up there, like all over the place. But if you do want to find out any more about him, do get in contact. The web addresses will be shown. If you need to hear anything, you've got the EP coming out. Well, right. It's out now, isn't it? Yes.
Amazon, all the main retailers.
Yes, all the main retailers. So check him out and keep subscribed.
Peace.